Hey everybody, Tim and Julie here for another Batman 1966 episode, or story, whatever, who cares. Season 1, episodes 19 and 20. They don't roll the R's. I was disappointed. It's just the perfect crime, and better luck next time.
Yes.
I was disappointed because I was so excited to which, by the way, random trivia, that's the whole reason I do these. I don't actually do these for the episodes. Who cares about the episodes? I do it to talk about it. The only reason I learned how to roll my R's is when I was in elementary school and from listening to Roy Orbison sing Pretty Woman. Because during Pretty Woman, he's like, "Rrrr." And I was like, I gotta learn how to do that.
Yeah.
And so I learned how to do it.
You do it pretty good.
Thank you. Can't speak a word of Spanish, but I can roll my R's. Anyways, the first time that we see Catwoman in the series, played by the amazing Julie Newmar.
Yep.
What'd you think?
I liked it. It was funny.
Good.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. I liked it. It was better than I expected, especially after the last one. I mean, False Face wasn't bad.
No.
But to see Catwoman, and they've already referred to Catwoman. They referenced her in, I think it was the Zelda episode.
I think so.
Where they're like, it's a female villain. And they're like, Catwoman? And they're like, no. And they're like, do we have another one? And it was Zelda. So my first experience, or like whatever the word I'm looking for is, of Julie Newmar is not Batman. It is actually the movie To Wong Fu with Love, signed Julie Newmar. That's the title sequence of the movie. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, it's amazing. It's so good. We might just stop Batman and go watch that. It's Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, and John Leguizamo, and they're like drag queens.
Oh, okay.
And they're in a bar, and there's a picture, and on the picture it's To Wong Fu with Love, signed Julie Newmar. And in that movie, they're like, wait, which one was Julie Newmar? And they're like, oh, it's Catwoman. And they're like, oh, I thought Catwoman was Lee Merriweather. No, that was Catwoman in the movie. Oh, I thought it was Eartha Kitt. No, that was Catwoman in the third season. Oh, yeah, Julie Newmar was Catwoman in the first two seasons.
Right.
And they go through this whole spiel. And I mean, and it ends up setting the three of them off on this road trip across America. And then, spoiler, but they end up running into Julie Newmar at the very end of the movie. But that was my first, I don't even know who Julie Newmar is. And then they're talking about, oh, it was Catwoman. I was like, oh, I don't know what that means. But whatever. So that says something about my upbringing, that I know more about drag queens and bars than I knew about Adam West Batman. But whatever. So it's kind of fun to actually finally watch it and see new Julie Newmar. So I don't know. I was amazed at how many cat puns.
Yes.
I did. If you were how many cat puns can you name in a minute? I would have been like, are there puns with cats in them? Is that a thing? I should have kept tally.
Yeah.
This is one of those, if I actually edited these videos and I could have, kept a little checklist up there. There's at least a dozen, if not more.
I kind of knew that she was going to say, "Is a cat got your tongue?"
Cat got your tongue. Catastrophe was pretty good.
Yeah.
The Cat of Nine Tails was, I was like, okay. The Pussy Willow was, man, that was a reach. And, that kind of triggers me. So when I was younger, I was probably in 7th grade or 8th grade, whatever. I had a 4-wheeler, or quad, as some people call them. And I used to drive it all around. I lived in Arkansas, so you could drive it wherever. It didn't matter. Didn't matter how old you were. Anyways, I was driving it on some train tracks. That's how safe I was. And there was a bunch of them. Also, Pussy Willows called cattails. That's what we called them, at least. And I was like, oh, they're just in the way. So I hit them. And so the way that this train tracks were designed, it was really low ground, and then it went really high up. It was 20 feet, and then the train tracks were on the top. So it was this weird hill, and I hit the Pussy Willow, the cat tails, whatever, and when I hit them, they exploded. and when they exploded, they went in my eyes, and I almost went off the edge. But I managed to hit the brakes, and I stopped, and like I cried for hours because they were just pulling.
Yeah, but pussy willows are different than cattails. Cattails are brown.
Okay.
And pussy willows are just little.
I could have sworn that's what she had in the episode.
She had pussy willows. She didn't have cattails. Cattails are different.
I have no idea what I hit then, because I swear it was the same flower.
They're two different.
Oh, now I'm gonna have to Google this.
Okay.
So, because I don't know what the difference is. Because like it was long and brown even in the episode.
I didn't see the long brown.
We're gonna go back and rewind that.
I thought they were the pussy willows.
I mean, I thought they were the same thing. So we're gonna have to go back and rewind that one. Let's see. The whole thing. So we brought up in the last review how it was so anti-smoking. Mm-hmm. This one was very like safety driving with the bat buckle.
But then the last time they went out, they jumped in the car and gone. Mm-hmm. They didn't buckle up.
Because that's the same footage from like the very first episode. Mm-hmm. Which it was kind of interesting because the whole time we're like 20 episodes in. Like, you see him jump in the car, and then the car comes out of the bat cave. Mm-hmm. This one, there was, like, some extra scenes from their perspective.
Saw, going out.
So they did change it a little bit, so I thought that was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Batman's whole line of, like, I'd rather pay for a ticket like every other citizen. I was like, shut up. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's the 60s, but it's like, you're a multi-millionaire, you're fucking Batman. Just shut up.
$2 or whatever it costs ain't gonna kill you.
Yeah, so that was too much for me. The spike walls was I died. I was so for one, when Batman's like hit the deck and Robin ducks and he's like my muscular bat strength is gonna stop these walls. Have Robin help you. Like 2 is better than 1.
Yeah.
Like, granted, even Batman's not strong enough to stop it. Yeah. But I was like, why are you going to be like, Robin, save yourself. I'll stop these walls. You're both going to die now. Just have him help you. Because, it was so weird. But all of Catwoman's, like, little pranks felt more like the Joker. Yeah, which is weird, because the last time we saw the Joker, we were like, his jokes are lame.
Yeah.
But these, where, like, you got the walls closing in and they end up being rubber, I was like, that's brilliant.
Yeah, that was.
Like, that is some Joker stuff right there. So I really liked that. I liked the tiger scene. The tiger was good.
The tiger looked like it wouldn't hurt a flea. That tiger.
The tigers are so cute.
They were cute. It was cute.
As somebody who has 4 cats, like, this episode spoke to me. Because I was like, oh, look, there's a tiger. I wish Harley was less skittish. Because I would have had Harley be in this review with me. But Harley's so like, oh my god, what's going on? And so she'd just run away. Let's see. Did you notice at the end of the episode, it was the same cat time? Same cat channel. And I was like, ooh, look at you spicing it up for the episode. So I was like that. The Batman spikes to climb up the wall.
And the earplugs.
And the earplugs. I was like, what is this? Why is this a thing right now?
The sonic noise, that was a little, yeah.
I was done. I was like, okay, we're done with this.
Stop anytime.
We're just going to do the review off the first episode because we're not finishing this. So in this, Catwoman coincidentally says TTFN, and Batman's like, what does that mean? And she's like, ta-ta for now. So this came out in like 66, I think, something like that. Because I think we're still in the same year. Yeah. So I know TTFN, ta-ta for now, from Tigger, from Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Tigger says that all the time.
All the time.
Now, I grew up with the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, which came out in like the 87. It was like from 87 to 92 or something like that. But I don't know how far back it goes that Tigger said that. But I think it's an interesting coincidence that Catwoman said it while Batman was being attacked by a tiger, and then Tigger says it later on.
Right.
Like, it just kind of like comes full circle or everything. So I was like, oh. But yeah, as soon as she was like, TTFN, and Batman was like, what's that? And I was like, it's ta-ta for now. Who doesn't know that? So now I'm curious how far back that colloquialism goes. Like, do you remember that? Like, or just kind of always knew what it was?
Kind of. But what got me in this, when she was stealing the cat.
Like the gold cats?
Yeah. the mummies thing.
Mm-hmm.
I had a feeling that would be a perfect place for
Oh.
her to hide
Mm-hmm.
and come out.
Which,
Sure enough.
Which, I mean, that goes back to I think it was the Zelda episode, where you got the hitmen, were each hiding in there with the gun slots, and then they ended up shooting each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that made sense. When Batman gets his flat tire, and he's like, get the automatic tire repair device.
They always have something.
What the fuck is that?
Always something to fix any problem that comes along.
Yeah.
That car, I don't know.
And then I was kind of surprised that they, like, I mean, I don't know if I tuned off at the end, but it seemed like they killed her at the end. Where she, like, falls off the cliff.
Yeah, but they never...
Like, there's no
recovered
closure.
a body.
Yeah,
or,
but still, I was like,
whatever.
that was a little dark.
Yeah.
I mean, you know she's coming back. I mean, I've already said,
Yeah.
like, Julie Newmar comes back, plus they replace her with 2 different actresses.
Yeah.
Something interesting about this, again, as a big Batman fan, the Joker is always kind of mysterious.
Uh-huh.
Like, you don't really know. There's a ton of Joker origin stories, and that's kind of the Joker's appeal, is he makes up his own origin. And so, like, if you read a comic or watch a movie or something that's a Joker origin, you're like, I like that. Like, that could be what you choose to believe, or that could just be something he made up.
Right.
So that's part of the Joker's appeal. Like, Mr. Freeze, it's Victor Fry. It's Victor Freeze, spelled Fries, whatever. It's Victor Freeze. That's his... It's like, the Mad Hatter is Jarvis Tetch. That's his thing. Poison Ivy is Pamela Isley. That's her thing. So all of these, like, superhero or super villains, like, they have their villain and they have their, like, actual identity.
Mm-hmm.
The Riddler, which, I don't know, did they ever say the Riddler's actual name? It's Edward Nygma, but I don't know if they actually ever say it's Edward Nygma. At least so far in the 2 that we've seen.
I don't remember.
Now that I think about it.
Because the last one, well, what's his name? I've had too much. Flash. Not Flash. What's his name?
Batman?
No, not Batman.
Robin?
The character we just watched before Catwoman.
Falseface.
Falseface. Was it him that they didn't? No.
I don't think they gave him a secret identity.
No.
But I don't know if they gave the Riddler his Edward Nygma. But they never gave Catwoman's. Because Catwoman's supposed to be Selena Kyle. And they never said Selena Kyle.
No.
So I think that's kind of interesting. And then the Penguin, I don't think they ever said his. Because it's Oswald Cobblepot.
No, I don't remember hearing that.
Yeah, I know too much about Batman. But, like, so I've actually looked it up. Like, how many Batman shows and cartoons and movies there are. There's a lot of Batman material out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen just about everything. So, I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting that some villains they do and some villains they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that they killed her off at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they didn't, but they did. It was very ambiguous.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So, for Catwoman, a big villain I would say within Batman's top 5, easily a top 5 villain. Did you like her first appearance?
Yeah, I did.
I'm surprised it took this long to get to her.
Yeah. Yeah. But like you said, she's gonna be back.
Yeah. Okay. Any closing thoughts? I wish I'd written down all of the cat puns.
Yes.
But there's so many. I was literally overwhelmed by, like, how many can you actually fit in one episode?
Yeah, they did quite a bit.
I feel like they literally just went to the dictionary and looked up, like, they got to CAT, and they're like, category, catacomb, catastrophe. And they just were like, okay, just write in every single word that starts with CAT.
Mm-hmm.
They had to have. There's no other way they could have gotten that many. Okay, any other closing thoughts?
No.
For Catwoman? Are you looking forward to seeing Catwoman again?
She'll be back.
So I know in the comics, like, they have a love interest. Like, those two are, like,
together.
together.
Yeah, because I thought growing up that they became like friends almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in the comics, so that's the thing about the comics is again, there's multiple dimensions. There's like in some comics they actually like have a child together. It's the Huntress. She ends up being her own superhero. So there's that. There's some comics where Catwoman is less of a villain and she's more of an anti-hero. Where like she's not necessarily a villain, but she's not really a good guy. She's kind of,
because I kind of remember her, like them working together to solve the problems.
Yep. And that's the thing, like if there's something that kind of crosses over, she's like, okay, we'll do this. And then there's some where they're actually in love and they're like, okay, we'll do this. For me, Catwoman stands out the most in Batman Returns, the Tim Burton movie where she's played by Michelle Pfeiffer. That's actually my favorite Batman movie. Like out of every single Batman movie, that's my favorite. So we might have to watch that one. But no, I love Catwoman. I think she's a great character. I did not watch the Halle Berry movie because we won't even go there. But overall, I liked it. I thought it was a good story. It was enjoyable.
It was.
Anything else? No? Okay. For those who have seen it, what is your favorite? Like I said, there's a ton of different Catwomen out there. Whether it be Halle Berry, Eartha Kitt, Julie Newmar, or Lee Merriweather. I mean, she's even in the Nolan movies. She's going to be in the new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson. So tons of Catwoman, tons of storylines. For those who have seen it, go ahead, let us know what you think.
Let them come up, give us some of your cat
puns.
Yep. If you have any.
Yep. And she's in some great comics. If you want, I can lend you some of her comics, like The Long Halloween and even Batman Year One. Like she's a terrific character. So I'm excited that they finally brought her in, so we can see more of her. Because we've already seen 2 of the Riddler and we've seen 2 of the Joker. So I'm ready for more of Catwoman. So let us know what your cat puns are. If you have a cat, show me your cat. I got 4 cats. So special shout out to Moo Moo, Harley, Boy and Girl. I refuse to say their names. They're Boy and Girl. And Spooky. There you go. So go ahead, let us know, and we will see you guys next time. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Because I always look it up because I have to do this announcement, so it's always a surprise for Julie. She's like, who's the next villain? So we will see you guys next time for The Penguin Goes Straight. Not yet, he ain't.